Welcome back. We're here to do the twin flame update. You are going to have the cards on the screen. I'm going to do a combination. Had to let the computer cool down because it was on overdrive, and I do feel it's really interesting, even channeling divine masculine's energy moving into this. It was almost like there was this trying to get things organized, trying to get things flowing. It either is this avoidance or directly knowing that there's some hurdles coming up in the pace. But we're going to channel the energy. We're going to pull an Abraham Hicks card. We got two. Okay, interesting. Yeah, they're trying to pull it together. Okay, and I wanted to this week, and I don't know why. We're going to find out. A ruin cast. Have not done this for a while, so we're going to select one, and I'm going to start channeling. I do feel there's some sense of avoidance for an ending, and I do feel they're really looking back, and they're. I keep hearing this, probably because we're moving into the Scorpionic energy towards mid-month, month's end. Going in my angel's fetch trend, and I feel there's this conflicting situation, the devil in the detail, and they're trying to work through it, but they're not happy about something at the moment. They're really frustrated. So I feel you. Bear with me. So this is what you get when you don't have the cards on. This is how it used to be. Crickets. Which I'm not saying we're not going to do that. Okay. I love it when things work out. I'm sure masculine does too. Ruin cast. For this week, this energy of what they're currently dealing with, and we're going to see any hurdles, anything that's coming up, thought processes to do with you. Somewhere between I and E. Seldom used in writing. Deity Odin. God of hunting and sorcery, I told you Scorpio. I'm telling you, because the death card really, Pluto's going direct. They're trying to end something, but there's this avoidance, and the avoidance sometimes is second guessing yourself. Oh my God, is it going to be okay? Some of it I do feel is actually coming out of divine masculine's control and knowing that they're going to tie things up. And I also feel there's a frustration, especially if they're moving through dealing with circumstance relating to a karmic third party. It feels as though it may already be in the pipeline, but it's frustrating because it's not ending the way they thought it was going to. Color black, psychic protection, I'm telling you, earth. Now, it's in the upright. Flexibility, endurance, protection, change, empowerment, problem solving. I really felt that. It was like, why can't I get this together? Really did feel like problem solving. It is the magician energy, empowerment, psychic protection, spiritual attainment. Yeah, they're definitely having, this would be what we equate to in their ascension process, the phoenix rising, right? So they're penning little, the sky's falling down, trying to get the ducks in a row, know something's going to come to an end. Some of them are done or frustrated. They're like, hasn't this ended yet? When is my peace and bliss going to come back? How can I move towards my path, my divine feminine, my future? Addressing my own feeling. And I feel there's a few challenges here. So we're coming through the gate this week with the death card in reverse. There is upheaval, but there's almost like, gosh, am I doing the right thing? Is this going to look messy? And I do feel for some it's a breakup. For others, I do feel, it could be a divorce, but they're currently in the devil energy. And I don't feel they're exhibiting the devil energy. I feel it's more, this anxiousness towards things, having to fine-tune things, which I do feel, moving towards the 10th, things are going to get into a bit more harmony after the fact. But at the moment, it appears to be that we're looking at the devil in the detail, dealing with it, ironing out the creases. I also feel it can be making them angry. It's like, God, how do I get myself in this shit? I have the potential right now for illness as well as wellness. And I feel it's like, trying to do too much, also trying to find harmony, and trying to not lose their cool through this circumstance. Whenever I'm feeling bad, I am attracting that which is unwanted. So it's almost like they believe, it's like they're second guessing themselves. They know that they're not happy with the circumstance. Could be a person, place, or thing, job, but it does feel they're trying to keep positive during it. It's just a little bit tedious. And this is to do with severing ties with the situation. I also feel there's emotions. It's almost like, and I do feel they're actually using this. They have this revelation. I'm noticing the heart and the head. Now, in the heart space, I do feel it's taken them to their bliss. And there is a point in their path where they're looking at you, they're feeling as though they're moving towards something that makes them feel positive. But then in the third eye, the egoic body, it's like, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? Is it going to be okay? But you're keeping them the same, okay? You in the mix. Their personal feelings as well as their destination. It's coming from a space of love, and it's what's keeping them grounded. It's what's keeping them moving forward. But I do feel there's a little bit of upheaval in their own personal life, but they're moving towards their goals. They're actually maybe stressed to do with finances and moving things about. And I do feel this anticipation of excitement. So that I'm super excited about for them. There is this feeling of if they had done X, Y, and Z, maybe it would be better. But at the same time, I feel as though they're accepting whatever was in the past and where they're going moving for future tense. We'll throw the cards up on the screen. I may need to press play again and again and again. Let's see if I can press stop. So this is the thing. I am going to use another streaming apparatus at some point. So that you can both just have an image on there, have a chat, and you can make it a little bit bigger. We can just get to the point of the reading. At the moment, the reason I haven't been both on the camera as well as on the screen, I could set up two cameras. Haven't had time. I moved house, so apologies for that. So what I'm seeing at the moment in the cards, I'll try and flex screens. Wrong one. Right one. Okay, what I'm saying with the cards at the moment is we have to the left is a separation. They're moving away from a situation. They weren't really ready. This is why it took so long. I do feel directly they've had time to address the devil in the detail. They are feeling the yuck of making this decision, which is a humanistic experience. It's like, this feels pretty crappy. I need to make a decision. I'm, tough love on myself. I'm feeling very anxious. I know I still need to address this. I know where my truth is and my bliss. I need to address it. Now, this does relate to either a physical, and this is what energy is coming through this week. If you want it based on you individually, come through and book a reading. The collective energy of what's coming through could potentially be a separation, a physical divorce. Also, I'm seeing the emotion of being without you, okay? So it's pretty darn heavy. They're really suffering through this. I feel regardless, they're having the confidence in themselves. Not necessarily does it feel lovely, but they're having the confidence that it needs to be addressed and it's come to a head. Some of them could be selling items, trying to kind of dissolve assets, shift things about, distribute it, share it, get their ducks in a row. They're having to be rational during this time, okay? They're having to address it. At times, they're feeling scared that everything isn't going to be okay, but their guides are coming in and actually saying to them, look, follow the path, follow the yellow brick road. It's going to be okay. This is something that needs addressing. Address it. There could be some resentfulness, and I'm going to tune into what that is because we've got this vindictive energy coming through in the heart of it, and it's almost like I feel this is a person in their life. This is a person, right? What is this to do with, please? Please show me what is this to do with. This could be, it's almost like guilt. I do feel it's guilt. It could be if this individual was going through something 3 times. It could also be that they have 3 children for some, or it could be 3 direct individuals that are involved in this circumstance and it's messy. This can also be friendship groups that are being a little bit like that schoolyard crap that we went through in primary school. And it's almost like they're thinking, gee, who are these people that I'm circling myself with? The one download I had moving into the month of October, which is by no means, I've got to be careful because Mars is going retrograde. You can't soar like an eagle when you're flying with turkeys. This is masculine's analogy. And again, we just need to accept who people are. You can be with higher and lower frequency. I feel this revelation is getting them a bit riled up, but at the same time, whatever the circumstance is, they're kind of looking at it like needing a bit of space, needing a bit of, hush hush, and, some time, because the agitation's building up inside them. I do feel after the fact they feel a little bit guilty. This could be especially if they're communicating with you during this time and they're a bit grumpy and you're not quite understanding why. Too many. Okay, what is this to do with clothes? Yeah, just the moodiness is really zapping them at the moment, but I do feel it's vibing. I do feel it's going to start vibing high. They're also feeling irritable because they may be transitioning home for some, maybe having a dynamic going on to do with family. I also feel there could be a change in financial status, and I actually think this is a positive thing. I don't see it to be a negative thing. I feel they're going to have a breakthrough. It could be waiting on some money to be sent to them. Again, I cannot advise you financially. Disclaimers in the box. Oof, okay, what's this? Okay, I'm hearing the term, I'll be lying to you if I said I didn't love you. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. I do feel there's a bit of a conversation here this week. A little bit of moodiness. Not wanting it to be over with you. I do feel some of them are going to travel towards you. Okay, this feels that they're going to be coming in, wanting to have a chat, moving hell and high water for this. But, okay, my guides are also saying maybe their concern is that you won't want to open up to them. They are very nervous. There is this urgency. They are very irritable. They do tend to find when they're around you, which they don't want you to feel. This has been the problem at the moment. They don't want you to feel that they're dumping on you. They don't want to feel that they are needing on you. They're wanting to be the masculine, all right? I do feel particularly they are feeling as though they do turn in towards you when situations are, kind of popping off. And so to a degree, it's almost like I don't really want to do that to them. But they also want this to be successful. For some of you, it could be that you get a telephone call at work. That's random. I'm also having a download as a proposition for dinner. Okay, they're making reference to wanting to bring you good news. They're actually waiting on a letter. It appears to be they're waiting for something that's going to close the situation. It's an old situation, so they're waiting. It's driving them a bit batty. For some, it could be that there is a relative that is transcending over. Yeah, for some. Yeah, so there is an unhappiness. There is this quietness. There is an issue surrounding siblings. Okay, how are they directly feeling towards Divine Feminine, please? Do come through and watch the weekly update. Yeah, something popping off with... Ooh, okay. We've got the karmic in the house. Okay. Okay, I feel for a pocket group that appears to be a situation surrounding a dispute in a family. I also feel if the divine masculine is separating from a karmic, there can be some disputes. It's funny because although Mercury is direct, it is in shadow till about the 10th, and I kind of feel there's some gossip here. Could be something to do with betrayal. I do feel some of them are going to find out that the karmic third party has been going elsewhere or feeling detached and entertaining another energy. This could be a different path. I also feel the karmic third party in the connection with divine masculine, those that are in a third party connection. I am being shown there is jealousy and insecurity relating to the divine feminine, but that I feel is more so for those that directly know who the divine feminine is. Okay. I get a lot of squabbles. I do get divine masculine putting their foot down. I do feel as though there is a dispute over values here and having their own personal time, their belief systems. I also feel the karmic third party is aware of the feelings of detachment. Look, head and heart, I was so feeling that third party energy. You know, the crazy thing, I do directly see the divine masculine looking at this person thinking, I have well been over this for a long time. I have been entertaining you based on forgiving myself. And it's like they're looking back and thinking, this was an absolute waste of time, even if it was integrity based. Because this pocket group that's coming through this week, divine masculine's pretty much feeling. I'm hearing, what's that term? Taking from one, giving to another, even though the person wasn't like feeling fulfilled. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, well, I'm giving you what you asked for, but you're not happy, and nothing I ever do is making you happy. It feels that they're very cross with themselves, but it also feels, especially from the eye on the card, they're kind of looking back at the karmic third party, and they're like, I stayed for a lot longer than I should have. Maybe it was due to society standards. Maybe it was due to the fact that it didn't feel acceptable to move forward. And it's really funny. The blue is coming through, and I do feel they're going to have a lot to say. It's going to be calm. There can be discussions over house. I'm noticing, you know, the hand on the heart. Let's talk about this. Okay, I have my closure. I feel I need to move forward. This person says, I'm hearing the term, I always get these songs, probably because Mars is about to go retrograde at the end of the month. I'm noticing the pink on the cheek. I don't know if you can see that tone. And the first song I heard, and I believe it's Tell Me Lies, Tell Me Sweet Little Lies. And it's like the pink. It's almost like the person kissing them, telling them sweet little nothings. Divine Masculine is looking at this like it's a crock. And it doesn't have to be that the karmic is a bad person. It feels the vibration that the two individuals is not on the same page. I do feel those that are in the karmic relationship at the moment, that are the divine masculines this week, are more looking at it through the looking glass. Like, I'm actually doing this out of a sense of integrity. Over this is a divine love. This is something that I really feel is, you know, obligationary, right? That doesn't mean to say the person doesn't love the person. There is a difference between I love you and I'm in love with you. And I don't feel this group this week is in love with the karmic. I feel they're looking at them in a very scalding fashion because both parties aren't on the same page. Yeah. This is potentially where the decision to sever ties is coming from this week. I do feel they're going to have a heart-to-heart with divine feminine for those groups that are ready to move forward and discuss. And I feel it's with openness. I feel there's courage. I feel it's going to be, okay, what is that going to look like? How is that going to be? I feel it's almost mapping it out, but looking outside the box and having to be creative. For those that do have children, I'll be addressing those areas. But automatically speaking, I feel they're going to be really in that manifestation energy, but looking at it from a creative point of view towards leaving a karmic third party behind and how to repair the connection both with themselves and their future moving forward, as well as a divine feminine. For some, it can be that they're wanting to be, they don't want to do the wrong thing in a sense of, you know, rip the carpet out from under people. And I feel they're going to do that. How would I explain it? Now, what do I mean by that? if there is children in this situation, they're going to do the right thing by those circumstances and negotiations. But I feel they're almost, especially those without, it is a relocation of home, I feel. We have home, shelter, warmth, keeping it simple, the basics, the requirements. I feel they're almost, it's really funny because the last few years in channeling energy, the one thing I did notice is sometimes we can make excuses in our life for making decisions, and it can be birthdays, Christmases, anniversaries. What I'm getting through this card, because I always see this as a very Christmas card, you know, nurturing, parties, socialization, safety, warmth, being around the people that you feel are more in resonance with you. And it's number 4, which is directly 4th house's home. I feel they know subconsciously that they don't want to be waiting till Christmas, New Year. They actually need to address this because it has become unstable. Disillusionment, especially because it is going to get harder for them as Jupiter moves back into Pisces, especially from a 12th house. So they're saying the truth during the retrogrades, and I feel they're making a major decision, wanting to have a chat, speaking from a place of love towards you, Divine Feminine. Take care. I'll see you during the week for the live, and tell me how this plays out.